Here it is. We're here. It's YouTube time, baby. Figured I'd make the first video about why I'm starting YouTube. The reason that I even started social media wasn't because I wanted to be that guy, and I never thought I was gonna be that guy. I really never thought I was gonna go down the alley. I always thought it was kind of embarrassing, and the guys who did it, I thought it was pretty cringy, to be honest. I started it because I wrote a book about my mom had an extreme case with a dental implant, essentially, and I just wanted to promote it off of social media. But then somehow in my brain one day it clicked, like, you know what, why don't I just start doing a little something? And then I could kind of use the book as a fallback safety net of like, oh, this is why I'm doing it. I'm just growing my brand to try to get my mom's message out there. So that was the whole reason why I started Instagram and TikTok even in the first place. I kind of fell into it. But going into why I'm starting YouTube, okay, the first thing for me is I'm an entertainer. I love entertaining. I've always kind of been that way. I've always felt like I need to have a spotlight on me, or maybe not that I need to have a spotlight on me, but that I like being in the spotlight. It's fun to perform, it's fun to entertain. I know not everybody's like that, but I love it, and that's why I love wrestling, and this is just another way to do it, and I see myself doing this for a long time, which is unreal for me to say. I also never thought that I'd be the mental health guy, but holy cows, does college athletics make you realize that mental health is a very real thing. I'm also doing it so I can look back and see what my career almost looks like, see how I change as a person, but more importantly, show you guys what's in the mind of a college wrestler and a college athlete. Really try to connect with people and try to make a difference out there. And as for interests, you know, and I mean, I'm certainly by no means saying that I'm an expert in any of these fields, but everything here I love talking about. I love talking about training. I love talking about nutrition. I love talking about lifting. I love talking about wrestling. I love talking about finances. I love talking about business. And honestly, probably the thing that I like talking about most is like life wise and life advice. And I'm only 20 years old, so I don't even know how that's possible, but I just love talking about the whys, talking about deep messages, stuff like that. You know, that's always appealed to me, and I want to share what I think, and I think I can really have some good insight into people. And I'm only 20 years old, but I've always said I kind of have an old soul. I'm just like, I'm kind of a weirdo to an extent. Get up early, go to bed early, all the stuff that people say you do when you're old, right? It's kind of almost where I'm at, and maybe I'm a loser, maybe I'm a weirdo, but that's kind of where I'm at with those things. And again, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm perfect by any means. I'm not saying that I know everything in any of those topics, because those are all big things. But another reason too is I want to find what I'm most passionate about, and go into the why. It's like, what I want to do with my life is, when I'm done, say that I did something that I truly loved and that I truly made a difference on people. And this is going to be a good way for me to figure out exactly what that alley is, because I think a jack of all trades is a master of none. So to really fine tune and be successful, you kind of have to pick an alley. But my initial here is going to kind of spread and just more of what I think, you know, and maybe I turn into like a vlog style type of person. I guess we're gonna see where it leads, and that's what I'm excited about. And I was not really planning to get into YouTube either, but I put out just a talking video on Instagram, and it somehow did kind of good. And I was like, you know, maybe this is a place I can go, and this gives me an option to, I can start by doing a whole ton of this style thing, and then if I ever think some ideas later down the road, I can start to document, or ideally pay somebody to frickin' follow me around with a camera, and we can go do dumb shit. But I mean, that's absolutely the dream. I want to find why I do what I do, and I want to find peace per se in what I'm doing. I want to really make a difference in somebody's life. I want to help somebody. I want to show them what's going through my head, and maybe, you know, if if my college career is great or it's not, you look back at what I did and you either say, hey, I kind of like a little bit of what this guy's doing, or, oh, this guy did it completely wrong. I'm not going to do that because he sucked and he didn't win. Either way, I want to help somebody. I want to make a difference because I feel like at the end of the day, that's really all that matters. I mean, that's great. You go out there and do this, this, and that. You hear it all the time. National champs can be sad, lonely, whatever. Their life feels unfulfilled. And it's the same thing with like millionaires or billionaires sometimes even. You hear that their life is unfulfilled, and both of those things, I mean, you can be a national champ and be fulfilled. You can be a billionaire and be fulfilled, absolutely. But I think a large part of it comes down to relationships. I think that your meaning needs to be a lot more than just because I feel that's what I need, but shifting to what do other people need, and there's a lot of gratification in that. And again, I mean, I'm a freaking 20-year-old dude. What am I talking about? But I'm excited to see where I grow, and I'm excited to talk about what I'm passionate about. You know, there's really nothing that I'd rather be doing right now. And another thing too is it's like when you're training so hard twice a day, lifting, wrestling, you're tired. So like last summer, I did a job where I worked in between that time, and it sucked. Right? It was absolutely terrible, and I felt mentally and physically drained almost every single day. So this gives me something else to do to feel productive, you know, to move the needle, like I like to say, to move in the right direction, you know. So I couldn't be more excited. We're starting this thing off. Let's go kill it, baby.